Okay, so you just got a new tattoo, you're hyped, you're feeling good, but you've forgotten how to look after it. Your tattooist has told you, and you've completely forgotten. It's gone straight over your head. The hype is too real. Well, I'm gonna tell you how to look after it. I'm gonna tell you the do's, the don'ts, and a few sprinkled in little tips. They're gonna help your tattoo heal effectively and quickly. Let's go. So let's start with the do's. Usually you get your tattoo wrapped in like a cling wrap or something like that. This is for that. When you get home, take off the Glad wrap and give your tattoo a warm, soapy wash. If it's a big tattoo, it's probably easier just to jump in the shower, wash it off, give it a nice scrub, get all that dry blood off there, give it a clean, and pat it dry. You don't want to rub it, because it's just gonna irritate the tattoo and it's gonna hurt. So just pat it dry and then apply a cream. There's many after creams out there. I'm not gonna recommend any right now, but choose the cream that you've been recommended or that you prefer. Put it on 2 to 3 times a day. A little trick with the shower is to have a hot shower, not too hot where you burn yourself or scald yourself, just above warm. So the first second's gonna suck going into it. You just gotta just jump in there, just take it for a second, but it's gonna feel real good after that. It's gonna feel really soothing, and the idea behind the hot water shower is that it opens up the pores, it takes the redness out of it, and all the swelling that you'll probably get from the tattoo, especially if it's large. That night and the next few days, it's gonna have like a plasma sort of discharge that comes out the tattoo, which is quite normal. The skin preparing to form a scab, and it's essentially creating a layer to protect the open wound from all the elements. So overnight, it's gonna weep, which is normal. The tattoo's not falling out. It's all part of the process. Wear clothes that are going to protect the tattoo. So if it's, just say it's on your arm, wear like a long sleeve. If it's hot that night, don't wear a long sleeve if you don't want to, if it's too hot, but just your sheets might get a bit inky, for lack of a better term. Over the next few days when it's doing that weeping thing, a little trick that I've learned is to get some fragrance-free baby wipes or wet wipes and just give it a clean throughout the day. Instead of putting it underwater and cleaning it like that, it's way easier just to get the baby wipes, just give it a clean, chuck it in the bin, it's all done, nice and easy. It's cold, so it's really soothing to the tattoo, it feels nice. So that's a little secret tip. So when it does start to scab, you can move on to a moisturizer at that point. Just keep it hydrated, don't let it get too dry, especially in areas like in your ditch here, because there's a lot of movement. Same with your wrist, because it's moving all the time. You probably want to put more moisturizer on those areas than other areas, just to keep it lubricated. Resist the urge to scratch. It's gonna be so itchy, and it's actually a good sign because it means that the healing is going very well. What you want to do is just give it a slap. Just, it feels so good, and you'll thank me later, trust me. So let the scabs fall off naturally. Usually when you're in the shower, if you just sort of wipe your hand over it softly, you'll see that it sort of like balls up and sort of flakes off. It'll go off easily, and bits that are sort of a bit more stubborn and are staying there, just give that a few more days and that'll come off by itself. The tattoo healing it's quite ugly. It looks like it's falling out or it's not gonna heal properly and stuff. That's all normal because it is essentially a normal cut. When you cut yourself, you don't just like stare at your cut and see how it heals over the next like 7 days. If you did, you'd probably notice how weird it heals and how it looks in the different stages. But don't be afraid if your tattoo does look ugly. When the scabs are all gone, it's gonna have like a white sort of film to it. That's the new skin generating over the top. So if you get like a loofah and just give it a scrub, it'll sort of loosen those skin cells and get rid of that white sort of shine to it. That works really well. The don'ts, the do nots, avoid submerging it underwater. I'm talking bath, pool, beach, anything like that. What it's gonna do, it's gonna waterlog the tattoo. And if it's in that scabbing stage, the scab will go like soggy. You might remember like having scabs as a kid and they go like soggy when you go to the beach and stuff like that. That's gonna make your scab fall prematurely off, and it's gonna pull the ink out with it. It's probably gonna scar too. It's gonna have to leave that little pink patch behind it. So no submerging it underwater. Going to the gym, you can do that. Just give it like 2 or 3 days. Just let the tattoo have some sort of seal so you're not in a sweaty place with bacteria and germs everywhere potentially getting inside your tattoo. We don't want that. So just play it safe and just play it smart. Limit the sun exposure. Even if like you're driving, you got your arm up, it's a hot sunny day, you're chilling, but that sun is beaming on that tattoo, that's gonna hurt, it's gonna cause possibly blistering. It's an open wound, so just treat it like that. Be careful with it. If it's sealed over, you can use sunscreen if you have to be in the sun for long periods of time. But if you can, cover up, avoid sun exposure at all costs. I mean, you can walk down the street and stuff like that. Like, don't change the way that you live your life, but don't go sunbaking out there. Like, let's use some common sense. The number one thing you want to do is keep it clean. You don't want to be letting other people touch it. You don't want to be touching it. When you put cream on, always use clean hands. Getting any foreign or dirty substance in there is going to cause infections, and we're trying to avoid infections at all costs. So keep it clean and dry, moisturize it, use the cream, and don't go rolling around in the dirt. A normal tattoo will take about 10 days to 2 weeks to heal. It depends on the body part. An arm will heal a lot quicker than a leg. That's just due to the blood traveling from your heart all the way down your legs, and the pressure of standing on your legs and things like that. You might find your legs get swollen more. The legs just take a bit longer to heal, but anything up on the torso and the arms heal relatively quick. If you are worried about the healing and the stage of the healing that you're at, don't be afraid to contact the artist you got tattooed by. A simple question is not going to hurt, and it's probably going to be nothing wrong. It's better to be safe than sorry, I'd say. So if you followed everything that I said in those steps, your tattoo is going to heal really well, really fast, and there should be no hiccups. If any touch-ups need to be made, contact your artist. They're usually free, but we want to avoid all those things by looking after our tattoo. The healing of your tattoo comes down to the aftercare, and the tattoo is forever. It's best to put 100% into the healing and looking after it, so the longevity of that tattoo, it's going to look really good. If you're happy with those tips and you liked all the content so far, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and check out the rest of the videos on the channel. A bunch of other tattoo related videos and advice and tips and tricks. Also the Zandaka Stories podcast, which is really cool. Different guests all the time of all walks of life, which is kind of the point of the podcast. It's Zandaka Stories because everyone has one. So be sure to check that out, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.